Karnage Chronicles is a dungeon crawler RPG that's full of surprises. I feel that it's impossible to review this without briefly mentioning Vanishing Realms. Now, each of these games are made by different developers, but in many ways this game feels like a spiritual sequel. Vanishing Realms broke new ground and showed us what a great RPG could be like in VR. It had simple graphics, but that didn't matter because the experience was so immersive and well designed. While playing Karnage Chronicles, you see many elements that are inspired by Vanishing Realms, but everything is cranked up to 11 here, especially with the environments and just how good looking this game is. Like Vanishing Realms, this game isn't an open world per se. It currently consists of a hub world and 3 main levels that contain a linear path of exploration. But even though the gameplay is linear, the world feels expansive and large. The beautiful environment design nods toward a fantasy world with history, and the occasional voiceover adds even more depth and story.
The entrance gaped like a mouth, and the Vive and Scale mountains rose behind it like a serpentine spine.
And sometimes you'll come across a landscape that's simply huge and epic. When you begin the game, you're greeted by your guide and the shopkeeper. There's a fair amount of dialogue to have with the guide who explains things to you and tells you some history. He's the only character you can really talk with, but to finally have a VR RPG where there's character dialogue is refreshing. I've been looking for character interactions like this and would love to see more. The core of the game is dungeon crawling action. Progress through the 3 main levels, taking down a variety of enemies. In the first level, you'll find spiders both big and small. Normally when I come across spiders in VR, I need to quit the game and walk away. But I was enjoying this one so much that I decided to get creative and kill them without wearing the headset so I could move on past them. Thankfully, they're only in level 1, so I was able to move on and enjoy the rest of the game. While there's some environment exploration, the game is really all about combat. There's currently no magic to cast in the game. At the beginning, you choose between warrior or archer. So currently, it's all physical-based combat with no magic. In the hub world, there's a shop where you can buy upgraded armor, weapons, and various other items before returning to battle. I was able to complete the game in about 4 hours on easy difficulty. I imagine hard difficulty would add to that even more. Overall, I was really impressed with this game, and the battle with the end boss was just exhilarating. That boss battle was probably the most exciting VR action I've had yet. I'm not showing footage from that battle because it's quite a surprise, and I don't want to spoil it. If you're into action fantasy games, then I highly recommend this. With an extra note that if you haven't played Vanishing Realms yet, then I suggest you play that first, and then play Karnage Chronicles. To me, it really feels like a spiritual sequel. Even though they're different games, playing in that order feels like a continuation, and you'll appreciate both of them individually even more. This game is still in early access and is still being developed further, but I had a blast, and I'm really excited to see how it develops. Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. See ya!